So, if you want to learn how to write content for your consulting business that generates new leads and more clients for your business, I'm going to reverse engineer an article that a consultant wrote that generated at least $500,000 in new project revenue. So, Jake Jorgevin, who's the founder of Content Allies, he sent me a guest post called 80/20 Content Marketing for Consultants, where he broke down how an article that his business wrote for a consultant generated over 500K in revenue. And he talks about it in the context of using your content to follow up with your clients. But I'm going to talk about how the organic traffic you gain from an article can result in the same amount of new revenue, new sales conversations, and new projects. So the first thing you want to do is start with the end in mind. You want to think about, how much money do you actually want to earn from your website or for your consulting business? And I have something called the consulting website income formula, which will help you plug all these numbers in. So here's an example using 500K as the number. So let's say your goal is 500K for the year. That's 125,000 for the quarter. That means, and then you enter your average consulting project income. Let's say it's 50K. So that means you need 2.5 clients per quarter to reach that number. And let's say 1 in 3 sales calls turns into an actual project at 50K. That means you need about 2.5 consultations per month, zero point 0.6 conversations per week, and 0.08 conversations per day. And that means from your website, you need, here's an example, you can plug in your website conversion rate. Let's say you 0.5 of people who visit your website request a consultation with you. That means you need 500 visitors per month, 125 visitors per week, and 16 visitors per day. So this breakdown really makes every step more tangible and more achievable, because you're breaking down all of these numbers into what you need to achieve each month, each week, each day in terms of website traffic, consultation calls, and clients needed. So these are the numbers we're going to work with for this example, the 500K example. So it's always useful to start with the end in mind. This will help keep you motivated and understand that what you're doing is actually going to generate income. It's going to generate new revenue and new projects for your consulting business. So now that we have the end in mind, we will start from the beginning. So the first thing you want to do is brainstorm what your prospects are actually typing into Google. So think about the services you offer, the problems that your prospects are facing, and you want to have a tool like Ahrefs. There are many of them out there, but Ahrefs is probably the best, where you can type in your ideas and it will give you back actual data on how many people are searching for these words, how hard it would be to rank on the first page of Google for these words. And then you can work from the confidence that your prospects are actually typing this in. And if you do rank on the first page, you're going to get some traffic for that keyword. If you're just writing blindly, you can do that, but understand that you're not going to get organic traffic from that. So, and for context, this is the actual article that generated the revenue for this consultant. So what I'm going to do is take Salesforce negotiations and use that as the starting point. So this is not quite the right one because we see no data for this keyword, but if I scroll down, I see some ideas. So we see Salesforce salary negotiation. That doesn't look quite right because this one looks like it's more about negotiating with Salesforce for using their software. You know what I'll actually do? I'm going to pop this article into Ahrefs here and see what comes up. So it looks like this article ranks on the first page for the keyword Salesforce discount and Salesforce discounts, and also for getting out of Salesforce contract. So this is where they are getting the traffic. So I'm going to click on this to see a better breakdown. So here we see that 40 people per month search for Salesforce discount. It's easy to rank on the first page for this keyword. So they estimate that you'll need backlinks from about 5 websites to rank in the top 10. And the website in question, the Negotiator Guru, is here on the first page, right? So his services revolve around negotiation. How does he get people to his website to, offer them on the consultation call that we talk about here? He writes articles on negotiation. And in this case, he has a top ranked article on Salesforce discounts. And you notice that at the end of this post, there is a button to request a meeting. Go back to our income formula. Let's say he gets, based on these numbers, he only needs 2 to 3 people per month to click on this button, schedule a call, get on a call, and let's say he turns 33% of those calls into projects, then he'll reach his goal of 500K for the year from this article alone, right? That's how you break down the numbers. So the steps are basically brainstorm what your prospects are typing into Google, identify a specific phrase that you know people are searching for and that you know you can write content on. The second step is to write the best article on that query. Like, this is a very in-depth article. It's not, I just want to see the word count for it. Yeah, so this is over 3,000 words, right? This is the type of content you're going to have to write if you want to rank on the first page. And it's obviously worth taking the time to do this because he's earned $500,000, probably more by now, by spending the time to write this article. So that's the second step, is to write the best article for this query that you are targeting. The third step, very important, is to have a call to action to actually turn this website traffic into a real meeting, a real call, a real sales conversation. And this website could do a much, much better job of doing this, right? It assumes that they scroll all the way to the bottom, and it's a kind of tiny little button that's quite easy to miss, to be honest. What would be even better is if they had a button in the menu that said request a meeting. This live chat is pretty handy as well. That could probably help. But they can have something in line that says, do you need help with divide and conquer tactics? Request a meeting by clicking on this button, and then boom, it takes them, if you notice, if I click on it, it takes them to a Calendly page, right? So this is where we go from the website to actually booking a meeting with the consultant. And the more of these conversations you have with clients, the more business you'll win. So that's why it's so important for your website and your articles to generate these meetings using buttons like this. So it's very, very important that you have these call to actions, I call them CTAs, on your website to take them from reading into a real call. So that's a third step. Fourth step is obviously to sell them on your expertise. I'm by no means an expert on sales. I don't pretend to be. So I will link to other people who are experts at consulting sales. But of course, you do need to sell them on your service. But obviously, when you write an in-depth article on that, it makes the whole thing so much easier, right? They already know you, they already trust you because your article has added value and it's pushed them to book a call with you. So having an article like this will make the sales process that much easier because you've already positioned yourself as the trusted advisor in their mind. So that's the fourth step. And then that's pretty much the last step. If you sell them successfully, if you turn 33% of them, in this case, into a project, then you need 2.5 clients at 50K, which will generate 125,000 per quarter, which turns into 500K per year. So that is the process on how to write content that generates real revenue and real projects for your consulting business. An action step for you is, if you want me to do this for your business, shoot me an email, savo@savoneil.com. Give me a couple of phrases, keywords, questions that you are interested in writing an article on, and then I will do this for you. I'll go in Ahrefs, I'll pop that into Keywords Explorer, I'll show you what comes up in Keywords Ideas, and then you'll have some tangible, actionable, data-based ideas for what you can write on. And then from there, you think about how you can call your prospect on your website to take action, to request a meeting with you, and then you can really start getting some really powerful sales conversations with clients who know you, like you, and trust you based on your thought leadership. So go ahead and do that. Email me at savo@savoneil.com and give me a few ideas on what you want to write about, or more, even better, some of the problems that you think your prospects might be typing into Google, and I'll run this process for you, and then you can have some really good ideas on what to write on.